This is the Real Estate Forum, and I am Michael Spur. Today we're talking about one of the cheapest ways to make your property look like $1,000,000, or completely destroy it trying. Paint, because nothing says top dollar rent like a clean professional finish. And nothing says, what were they thinking, like a bad DIY job with roller marks, drips, and that one wall that looks like it has 5 different colors. Joining me is Jeff Chin from CertaPro Painters of Newton. He's going to tell us what really separates the pros from the weekend warriors who watched a YouTube video and said, I got this. We're getting into, is expensive paint actually worth it? Or are we just paying for a fancy label? Can I paint over vinyl or brick? Or is that a disaster waiting to happen? And what is VOC? And why does it matter more than people think? If you own property, manage property, or have ever picked up a paintbrush and immediately regretted it, this one's for you. Let's get into it. Thanks for joining us, Jeff.
Thanks, Mike. Glad to be here.
All right. So, I'm just going to say, what the hell is VOC?
VOC. Okay. So VOC stands for volatile organic compounds.
Okay.
So that's an elaborate term for things like formaldehyde.
Yep. Is formaldehyde in paint?
It could be.
Okay.
So these are all what's called, it's a category of off gases, right? So off gases basically help that paint basically cure.
Sure. I mean, everybody knows when you walk into an apartment, you know if it's freshly painted.
Right.
You smell it.
Yeah. It's sharp. It smells industrial.
I mean, there's a smell to it.
Yeah.
Should we be worried about that type of stuff, or?
If you're smelling a lot of it, and it dissipates over time. And time is a big factor of it.
Yep.
And it's also the environment. But
how long does it take for say a regular sized apartment, 1,200 square feet, painted? How long will it take for that to dissipate?
Probably about a week.
Okay.
So it depends on the aerating of the room. So when we paint an interior room, we like to leave the windows open so that all the off gases are gone. So it might take a 2 days, 3 days to completely clear.
Yep.
But if we're painting an entire interior of a home, you're going to smell that for about a week or 2 weeks. Or
have you had clients that have come down with allergies?
Some do, right?
Yep.
So, but they're usually the ones, my clients that are sensitive, right? Say a mother that has a baby, she's worried about the baby and all of these things. Or they just have allergies, or some kind of health, an existing health situation that they're sensitized to it. So it's something that any smell.
Typically, what you're saying, I think, is that before you get there, the client knows, look, I'm going to have to deal with something, and they're aware of it.
I also ask, right? So it's one of these things. It's like I like to really understand the environment that I'm going into and what we're painting with. Right. A good example is we're doing the Animal Rescue League, which is very close here to the Newton area, and they want us to paint the kennels. Now, dogs can't tell you that, hey, it's kind of a little funky, and I'm not liking this. So we are specifying.
What color do St. Bernards prefer?
Usually brown.
Okay.
There's occasionally they like purple.
You know, okay.
All right. But in that situation, it's really important for us to make sure that not only are we, obviously the execution of the project is right, but it's all the environment. So it's really the sanctuary of the client, right?
Of course.
And smell. I like to think about every paint project. It kind of hits all. It can hit all five senses. Six senses, right? So it's just basically like smell, right?
Sure.
So,
I mean, when our taste is mostly smell.
And it can be part of that, right?
Yes.
So, and back to your question about VOC, right?
Yes.
So it's basically that's one of the things that in the paint industry, they've come to recognize that there are things about the product that the manufacturers put out is like they can be better manufacturers or producers of the product if they're sensitive to
Sure.
that.
Let me ask you, when it comes to, we see products that they say no VOC or low VOC.
Right.
Is there a difference in those, or?
Yeah, because if it's low VOC, that there is some component of a VOC in there, but it may not be a lot or the standard amount. No VOC would mean that they would have to qualify without any of those particular compounds.
Okay.
So none of those.
So that's actually a standard that they have to qualify to be able to put that label on.
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
interesting.
Yeah, because if they didn't do that, then people would buy it and say, "What's this?"
Right, of course.
Well, scent and stuff like that.
Sure.
And just sort of, and the gases themselves are, if we use a no VOC paint, we can paint in the daytime, and anybody that needs to have that bedroom to sleep in
is fine.
Is fine.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
no problem.
Talk to me about. It sounds crazy, but paint technology. There are lots of different types of paint.
Yeah.
Of course, the name brands are Sherwin-Williams and Benjamin Moore.
Right.
Those are the gold standards, if you will. Most of the time when we paint properties or, that are managed by us, we use a Behr Premium.
Right.
From what I read, and that type of thing is the best bang for the buck according to Consumer Reports.
Sure. Yeah.
This is an apartment. It's not a owner's home, but it covers well and holds up.
Right.
What do you see in the different quality of paints? And can you tell us what makes a better paint?
So I like to just break down that, and it's a matter of, so every brand has different in their product line. It's like buying a car, right? So it's like, okay, if I go to buy a Toyota, well, what particular Toyota car am I getting, right?
Sure.
So you can buy top of the line or the more economical one.
Right.
And it's the same thing with Benjamin Moore and Sherwin-Williams, Behr, etc. What the main difference is the amount of titanium in that paint.
Okay.
So everything else is just like these four other categories of ingredients, solvents and.
Interesting that titanium is one of the ingredients.
It's the magic ingredient. So it's how much of it is in there, and that basically translates to, they'll put something in it to make it smoother to put on, but that's only the painter's issue, right? So it's just
But you're talking titanium. Are you talking about the durability and how long it lasts and holds up?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So the more
you're not talking about how it covers, and that's what you say the painters.
Yeah. Well, coverage is it's also a feel to it, and it's just sort of like acrylic paints are different than an oil-based, latex, that type of thing. So for
latex
painters,
is water-based.
Yes.
And then what acrylic?
Acrylic is also water-based.
Okay.
Right. So the oil-based stuff is usually There's not a lot of it actually left that much.
No,
as primary, because it's just the market and environmental issues.
And my guess is that the latex products are much better than they used to be, and they hold up better.
Yeah.
Because years ago, back in the 1900s,
Yeah.
when between college semesters I worked on a paint crew.
Yeah.
Up at Dartmouth College, and it was, the exterior stuff was always oil based,
Yeah.
because it held up better. Interior was latex.
Right.
My guess is the latex stuff is better today and holds up.
It has gotten forever being evolved by the manufacturers. So manufacturers are thinking about, how do we produce a paint that is actually one coat, that you could put one coat on and it covers enough? That's
Is
sort
that
of
the primer / paint that you buy that says, oh, we put the primer in there?
Sometimes they do that, right? But it's really a mix of different, the products are confusing. There's a lot of confusion of product. It's like walking into a supermarket and you're looking at how many different types of ketchup there are, right? It's like sort of that situation.
Yep.
And they want, I think manufacturers want to be able to supply each niche of need. I'm painting a door, I want this, I want a wall, but they're striving to have the right product for the right situation, because like a bathroom is different than a kitchen, or to a bedroom, to a living room.
Let's talk about bathrooms and mold resistant paint. What's that about?
It is like both Benjamin Moore and Sherwin-Williams and the reputable brands have a mold resistance. It's a component that basically will resist moisture.
Okay.
It's a better covering, right?
Okay.
So, and that's what's being developed is so that they're thinking about moisture, mildew, abrasion. So it's like a different type of paint instead of acrylic, right? So it might be enamel, which I'm seeing more. It's a more resistant to scuffing.
One of my clients, porcelain patch and glaze, will do tubs and things.
Yeah.
My guess is that that's more in their line.
Yes.
It's an enamel, and boy, does that stuff smell.
Yes, because it has the oil, compounds, and that has to mix into the paint, and it has to be.
It's incredibly durable.
Adherence. Yes.
And again, it's safe. He actually painted a children's ward in a hospital once, and I had a client that was really worried that this was going to affect their tenants and et cetera. And in that meeting, he said, "No, look, we've done hospitals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's their number. You can call them. Yeah, it really stinks. If you're in here, you're going to get a headache.
Yeah.
But with good ventilation, in 3 days, 90% of it's gone. It dissipates, and you're good to go."
Right.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a very special case whereby, on my commercial jobs, we're using oil-based primers to make sure that we're doing the job quick enough. Sort of, and cost is always an efficient, coefficient of
of course,
that project. So it's the product, it's the cost, it's the schedule, and there's always going to be some trade-offs.
Sure.
And it's just knowing about what we're dealing with, so that the tenants are not too
what works for the customer.
Yeah, but you got to keep your customers safe, right?
Of course.
That's really important. Thus, the no VOC, low VOC, acrylics that are water-based and can move. There's even more movement towards like plant-based components of paint
Really?
now. So,
Interesting.
yeah, all these technologies are
Yep.
are phenomenal because it's like they're thinking about paints that are more thermal efficient, that are more conductive, so that because we love our technology, we want our signals. And it's just like we want that.
Right.
It's just like,
Yeah.
And so these are all coming around, the corner.
Sure.
And just like what's on the market today, most consumers are not necessarily aware of it.
Right.
Like you mentioned, mold and mildew. Bathrooms are special, but outside, I've had a client in the Newton Center area. He had a spot that basically always collected a lot of like mold.
Really?
Yeah, it just gathered because like trees are all around it.
Sure.
And he would have a hard time just cleaning it off.
Yep.
And I said, well, let's try this stuff. It's basically got some nanotechnology that basically, and it's a rain refresh product that basically when it rains in water, just like it washes right out.
Wow.
And he says, yeah, now Jeff, I love this because I can just go out there and spray it with
Spray
my
a hose. Yeah.
and that's it. And
Yep.
he was frustrated with it before.
Well, no, mold, it's a living organism that attaches to a surface,
Right.
and you got to scrub it off.
Right. So no more scrubbing, just
Yep.
and it's
Nice.
done. Yeah. So things like that it's kind
Well,
of
no, and if you think about it and look back, back in the day, I've seen old newspaper ads about lead additives to paint. Oh,
Yeah, you
this is it's like
Yeah.
asbestos. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna make your kids
Right.
in pajamas out of asbestos. Hey,
Yeah, and it's good. It's
yes,
keep 'em warm.
they're not gonna burn.
Yeah. Lead was the darling for a long time because
Right.
it was just sort of like this stuff will last forever. and
Right,
It's a
right.
duration. It's just like,
Right.
And now it's
We're aware that look, it's not safe. Yeah.
it's not safe, but what homeowners now, and you probably experience this quite a bit too, is like, okay, is there lead paint? I can kind of see this.
Yes.
Or, it is an old house.
The important thing with regard to lead paint, and I tell my clients this, the key terms are, is it a friction surface? And is it a mouthable surface? Is it a window apron or a windowsill that a child can come out, kind of gaze out the window and end up gnawing on it?
Right. And the reason why they gnaw on it is because it tastes sweet.
Yes.
So the taste is what triggers the behavior, which is really interesting because it's like I was just talking to a couple that just bought a house, an old house, and they have it all over their windowsills are there, and they don't have children yet.
Yep.
Their question is, how do we prepare for this?
Sure.
And it's like, what remedies can we go towards?
Do you guys do abatement?
We are a restoration and repair work. So we can
certification.
Yeah, certification.
Yep.
So we don't do wholesale like abatement work.
Right.
We can work with lead paint.
Right.
But we have to have. We need to work with the owner to find out what it is.
Sure.
And then we'll be able to manage.
No, I'm just wondering if I can talk to you some more business.
Yeah. And you can, because we don't. Homeowners should know that they don't have to go to the level of full abatement.
Right.
Right. They can go to a level of, all right, let's just take care of this. We don't have kids, or our kids are older, or even if we have young kids, if it's treated correctly, then it's not a matter of.
Would that be interim control? Are you familiar with that? Basically, my understanding is anything, as long as it's not chipping, flaking, or peeling, no friction surface and mouthable surfaces.
Right. And
then you're okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. It's really the owner awareness
Sure.
that is really important in the lead matter, right?
Yep.
It's just sort of.
Yep.
They should know that anything, if they have a young child, that if they have chipping, it's okay.
Yeah, you need to take care of it.
Yeah.
Right.
And
there's a risk there.
Right. And you have to have a 21-year-old, probably it'll be okay.
Right. Right. No, actually, it's anybody over 6.
Yeah. So that age,
what are you seeing? Are you seeing anything with legislative stuff in and around compliance or safety things that you guys have to use?
Yeah. So what we really have to understand is our safety standards, right? So safety standards when we're climbing up on ladders, which is the biggest thing.
Absolutely.
But I also have like clients that will say, "Hey, can I climb on your ladder to take care of that issue?" It's like, oh, wait a minute here.
Yeah, no, that would be a big no-no.
Yeah, so it's sort of no.
I'll never forget. I was showing an apartment, and there was this old timer, and he was one of my first clients when I got into real estate. His name was Jim, and he was literally. He must have been. He was shorter than me, and I'm not a tall man, but he was probably, 5'4", and he's standing on a stool, and he was like 70.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
right. Yeah.
I'm like, I dial 911 on my phone and I just wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was fine. But those simple fall, you think you're okay, and a fall like that, I'm not a young man either anymore,
right.
and we don't heal as quickly.
Yeah. Or, in some cases, if it happens and it's the wrong thing that you break, it may not even be.
Right.
So it is a very serious issue that, what is in place here, like standards. There are standards, like OSHA,
Oh, absolutely.
And we have to pay attention to that, especially as painters.
And you lose your license, your insurance.
You can.
And it's important.
It's one is materials, which we have to understand. It's like we talked about lead, asbestos are in that family, but it's also practices. And what some homeowners, we've come, you and I are from generations where, I have a ladder, I go up and I do my thing. Right. But in real painter practices, it's not just one person always doing that. It's sort of like there's a guy that's on the bottom of the ladder, holding it up so that, that's steady. And
how many videos are online with some Yahoo coming down off a ladder?
Right.
And, it's, people don't think about it sometimes.
People, I think, and it's what I always hear. Like working in the Newton area where I see more senior owners, they say, I used to paint this house myself. Yep. And they're very proud of it. I'm great. Yes. I think that's really great.
I absolutely.
And you can see the TLC that they put into it. But I'm relieved when they said, I don't do this anymore. I'm not climbing up. And
I get nervous when I see my contractors on ladders.
Yeah.
I swear to God. And a couple of the properties we manage are 3.5 stories, or it's on a hill.
Yeah.
And you're talking about like 70 feet. Okay? And I'm going, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And again, a little slip and things change quickly.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. It could be, even a gust of wind.
Yeah.
Where it's not a flat ground surface.
Something gets in your eye.
Right. Or
you lose balance.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Rain.
Yeah.
Drizzle.
Yep.
That gets a little slippery.
Or you're scraping a property.
Yeah. Just a little bit off balance.
Yep.
It's just sort of, and it's not that it's hard to anticipate sometimes, but there's a reason why paying attention to safety is not only good for them, but it's also good for the the company reputation, customer. Right. They don't have to go through that, and that's almost a.
When it comes to choosing colors, what advice could you give to the viewers?
Colors is fascinating. Okay. Colors are personal, very personal. It's just people are like, I gotta have my grays, I gotta have my whites, and because that's the trend. But what they should pay attention to is really the scenario.
Okay.
right? So if you're a landlord, right,
Yep.
You got to think about things like a strategy that is like, okay, if I have turnover for this unit, maybe you don't want to have an exotic color. You might want to be.
You want neutrals.
You want neutrals. You want something you can buy off the shelf.
Yes.
And,
Something that's going to match.
Yeah. Or it's a room.
Other. Yeah.
It's a room that is maybe a little bit smaller. So you want it to really have a higher LVR, light value
Ratio. Yep.
reflection.
Yeah.
So it looks bigger,
Okay.
right? Or maybe the room looks too big. You know, you can go to a low LVR, and but you want it to be warm.
Are you still seeing having that accent wall?
I still see it. I still see people, and what's continuing is that people, they're getting rid of it, or sometimes they'll say, hey, let's slap some wallpaper on there.
Okay.
It's like maybe we'll, because
Do you
I
work with
think
wallpaper?
we do.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
Yeah, and although it's not high demand, but there's some people that prefer it just as a decorative.
Sure.
Wall.
It's an accent.
Yeah, it's an accent, and of course,
And I've had other landlords with old horsehair plaster. Oh, we'll go over it with wallpaper. That'll hold it up.
Yeah. That'll be a cost effective. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's amazing. It's just like it'd be interesting to hear what landlords are thinking about, because
I've had landlords that have, okay, I've got a half a can of this and a half a can of that. Okay, well, now I've got a full gallon.
Right. And I don't know what it is, but it is paint, right? So it's just like put it in there, and it's just like,
okay, it's a fuchsia pinkish.
Right. And painters, we can deal with that. If you said you want that color, we can match it.
Right.
But it's more like, what sheen is it? What was it, manufactured for?
One summer, I actually painted Symphony Hall. Okay. And one of the guys that we were painting with, it wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. And, well, is that semi-gloss or is it flat? He's like, huh? I'm like, is it, you're painting this, is that semi-gloss or, because the same color?
Right.
He goes, that's just paint.
Yes.
Like,
we're just working.
Nope.
Yeah, and there's a purpose for the sheen, right? So
Yes.
just sort of understanding the flat has a different personality, I would say, is so that it
or that
doesn't-
light ratio that you were talking about. It doesn't reflect as much.
Right.
We always use semi-gloss on any of the trim that we do.
Yeah, exactly. For scuffs and things like that.
Yes.
Yep. But we're getting to the point where they will be having, the flat paints are going to be as resistant to to scuffs, just the same as to the semi-gloss, right? So, because I've walked into houses where, the owner put gloss on all the walls.
Right.
Because that's easy to clean.
You'd pull out sunglasses,
Yeah.
Because it's easy to clean.
It's easy to clean.
That's
just
right.
Like, no matter what, it's like whatever.
Yeah, the ceiling, well, there's a great reflection of light,
Yeah, I can save on electricity.
There you go. Small amount.
But yeah, it's we.
Right. To each his own. Everybody has their thing. But no. Listen, we really appreciate you telling us all about paint.
Yeah.
And
I'm glad to be here.
You'll have to come back and tell us more.
Yeah. There's more to it. Right.
So
thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Be sure to check us out on YouTube, Facebook, and all those other social media pages. Like and subscribe.